Hey, and we're back, Queens Row. Okay, third episode. Ow.
Hey,
Yes, I got your girl D Woods. You know, you can see her on Stuck With You, streaming on Amazon Prime. Actor, singer, dancer, choreographer, and record label owner, Wood Grain Entertainment. Okay. And I have the lovely Shanelle Gabriel, poet, actress, singer, rapper extraordinaire, hailing from Brooklyn. And last but not least, I have the pretty Natasha Carter. You can see her on YouTube at The Weave Whisperer. She can get your weave and bundles together. Okay.
A little bit.
Broadcaster, host, commentator, extraordinaire, hailing from Philly.
Hey, y'all.
And of course, it's your girl, JQ. Yes. So if you've been watching, so I didn't have a chance to really delve into how I met these beautiful queens. I met D Woods actually at the beginning of this year before this whole pandemic started. We were at Dumbo House. At a little private party, soiree, little situation. And I was like, wait a minute, she looks familiar. And we were kikiing in the corner, trying to take pictures, almost got kicked out of there. Had a great time. Remember how that guy had to ask us to stop taking pictures?
I know, and I was just like, oh, I forgot this place be funny style like that. But it's like, I'm taking a picture of myself. So why you gonna tell me I can't take a picture of myself?
Right, because it's like membership only. So they're like, you know, very low-key, hush-hush private. They don't want no flash photography of any kind. But you know what? We had a good time nevertheless. You know, and then Natasha, I've been knowing you, what? Oh God, over 10 years. I don't want to.
I don't even know. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. And you always stood out to me on campus, on the yard. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's bubbly. She's positive. You know, always, that bright smile on your face. I think I met you,
I feel like we met like at Fine Arts because I was always at the Fine Arts building. I always had Fine Arts friends. I had a few classes there.
Even though you communications, you was always hanging out. Fine Arts.
Because my minor is in Fine Arts, and you know, I always have tall friends. I'm like always the smallest person. All my friends are like 6 feet tall, and I'm here, and I feel tall too. So I feel like I gravitate towards tall people.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
It's true.
Okay, I don't like to hang around girls that are taller than me. I'm 5'10". I don't need it.
Everybody's taller than me, so I'm
that's
5'4",
good.
so
We on the
whatever.
I can't be. You know, I ran into Kamora Lee Simmons one time, and she made me feel so small. I was like, no, I can't be around you.
Oh my God. That's so funny. No, I don't feel any type of way. I love it. I just, maybe the stature of a tall woman, I don't know. It's something magical about it.
Yeah, well, it balances out, you know, like small, medium, large.
Yeah.
Like French fries.
Girl.
Then I have Shanelle Gabriel. Oh my God. Multifaceted, multi-talented diva. Okay. I met you actually through a male friend who basically connected us, and we don't really deal with that male friend.
Oh, really? You don't talk to him? Oh,
You know, name starts with the W.
No, yeah, I know the name.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, we connected with him. He was very helpful to me, but I guess he wasn't helpful to you. So, but he connected us. He connected us, and we're still here. So
yes. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not personally cool with him. Are you still cool with him?
I mean, he ain't did nothing to me. You know, like
right.
all of me was, you know, he was helping me get money. So
yes.
his role, like I can never be doing the bad thing. Like you
right.
made money off of my life, sir.
Right. I mean, he was cool. He just had that Dame Dash energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had that.
You know, some people they do feel like they can't. Some people do have this energy of like, I'm in control. I got to be in control. I run things. What you gonna do without me? Kind of thing. I definitely checked him on that. Huh?
Is he from Harlem?
No, I think he's from Brooklyn.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, So let me say, I mean, he's not. We're not besties, but we're not enemies. It was just like, you know. Okay.
You over there, I'm over here.
Right.
That's how we keep it.
Exactly. But anyhow, I'm so glad, you know, he brought us together though. So that's all that matters. So, I gotta get into this verses though.
Yes.
Oh, my whole life.
Oh my God.
Well, Natasha, you from Philly. I mean, those are your two Philly towns.
And they filmed it in Philly. You know, it was done at the Fillmore, which is I don't know if it's a historical landmark, but I feel like it is. And I really wanted to go,
sure
but of course, because of the coronavirus. So I just watched it you know, at home. And you know, I really like their auntie banter. That was actually something that everybody else lacked. They lacked the auntie banter of it all. And you know, sometimes I just kept it in the background. I was reading a book, I was looking at it, and like the music, it just brought back memories. All those songs that I love, I'm like, yo, this was my song. And I forgot about that. So it was really refreshing to listen to this verses. What did y'all think?
Well, let me say, I'm a Patti LaBelle fan. And what I did not realize is that Gladys Knight was in the game. Like, I knew she was in the game since the 60s, but I didn't know. I think she said she was singing since she was 4 years old or something like that. I didn't realize that, like, she had that longevity. And I guess, like, they're that generation's Brandy, Monica. Like, Gladys is classy. She's like mainstream, and Patti LaBelle was like for us, you know. You know what I mean? Like Patti LaBelle would roll on the floor, throw her shoes, and like Gladys never. I respect her. I adore Gladys, but Gladys never spoke to me with that soul mute per se. Like it was very mainstream, very pop. You know, like the James Bond soundtrack, you know. But Patti LaBelle, when she threw her shoes off somewhere over the rainbow, I was done. That's all I needed.
That's what she did. That's
all I needed.
I was saying
the same
off. JQ, because like Gladys Knight, you know, her voice is undeniable. Like as soon as she starts singing, you're just like,
yes,
you know what I mean? But yeah, she does represent that very classic, clean, you know, that shined up, you know, Cadillac, you know, the sound that was what Black folks were promoting of the 60s. You know, she was on Motown, and Berry Gordy wasn't having all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She was like the quintessential, you know, just like classic beauty with a classic smooth voice or whatever.
Gorgeous.
And although Patti LaBelle, you know what I'm saying, she came from one of those types of groups too with Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. She broke out and became with that LaBelle. I was like, you know what? I would have been in that group. I would have been in LaBelle.
Yes.
The drip, you know what I'm saying? And then
she was fly.
The hair in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, with the mohawks and everything. It was just like, she was just like a superhero. Like, Yeah, I love her energy. I think she speaks to me too.
I mean, I think for me, it was like, I grew up more on Patty because that was, I guess, I feel like she was still making like really big singles when I was like a teenager. Like, you know, like I remember like hearing on the radio on 98.7 Kiss FM. I remember hearing Quiet Storm, Lenny Green. I remember like hearing Somebody Loves You Baby and just being like, oh my God.
Yes.
And If Only You Knew is literally like one of my favorite songs like ever. The moment she came in like, if, and she was doing all of this, I said,
Yeah.
That made that, I lost my mind. I said, you better hit them notes, Patty. Yes, Auntie Patty.
But then also her music has been sampled so much in our more recent, you know, artists that have come out, you know, the Nelly and Kelly Rowland, John
Brown.
Yeah, I mean
Kanye.
Yeah, and she always be making appearances like on TV shows. Like, remember she had what was that show?
Out All Night.
Out All Night.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
she didn't leave. Yeah, she didn't like do the I'm older now I'm elite. Like she still. I mean, and remember Patty's Pies was everything for a second. I wanted a Patty's Pie.
I never had a Patty's Pie. Did y'all have a Patty's Pie?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
I can't have them. She puts nuts in everything. I can't have them.
Oh, they are so good. Okay. Listen, I'm trying to get an invite to her Thanksgiving dinner. I hear she be inviting people over.
I'll
do.
She literally feeds everyone. Everyone I know that's met her, she's like invited them to dinner, like legit. Like, oh, you hungry?
Yeah. I messaged Questlove. I was like, Quest, did Patty ever cook for you? Because he had a whole story of how she kept curving him and telling him she was gonna cook, and then she would like duck out and never cook for him. He would like do favors for people to be like, yo, and just tell, no, you can have a track for free. No, I'll do the session for free. I just want Patty to cook for me. But all right, I'll tell her. And then like she never cooked for him.
Wow.
She cooked for you, yes.
But you know what? Gladys knew she had to come in strong because she was like, oh, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna catch you off guard. I'm gonna come in singing. Patty wasn't ready to sing. She was like, she thought, okay, we're gonna do it like how everybody else did it. And the girls were no, I'm here to sing.
She didn't even load up her vocals. She just loaded up all her show tracks. It just was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna come if I'm not gonna sing. I'm like,
Gladys also, I never forget, she did like, I think it was like maybe BET, a Soul Train Award. She got an award. And she was just sitting down so lovely and nice. And they said, Gladys, we welcomed her to the stage. And she was like, do. Came on stage, got the mic, and was like,
yeah, like nothing.
Yes.
It was so effortless.
Yes.
And you could tell she loves like her music. Like, I feel like Brandy was trying to bring that, but Monica was like, nah, I ain't doing all of that. Like, I do feel like Brandy wanted to kind of have something that would have felt like this, but it's like, Monica, like, we really don't like each other.
It's too much.
Did you hear her say, oh, Brandy, Monica, cut that out?
Cut that out.
Auntie.
I was like, wow. No, but I mean, Patty has the hits. Like Gladys, you know, she can hold her own, but at the end of the day, to me, I'm sorry. My mother had Patti LaBelle cassette tapes. I would play them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it was a competition. Like I didn't keep score. I wasn't keeping score. It was just a vibe. It was a vibe of like, you know, that era and everything they're giving, you know, shiny suits, all of that, being extremely poised, being a lady, and even being like, I feel like Patti LaBelle is ahead of her time, or was. Even with the costumes, the hair, the way she didn't give a damn. She's like, yes, I oversing, but that's what I do. Like, why was I even born if I wasn't about to oversing? I mean, hello. And I appreciated all that. Like, I wasn't about to be keeping tab. No.
You know, my favorite soundbite was when Patty
What?
said, "I just came with this big old mouth, and I like it." And I was like, "That is
A whole
the
mood.
word. I
A whole
came with this
mood.
big old mouth, and I like it." I was like,
I appreciate
You
that,
gotta
but
own
you
it.
know, she brought up this point, like this idea that they would like, if you were at a show, she was like, I would give you the mic and you would come on. Like no one ever felt like, oh, we in competition, we arguing. It's like, you know, and I think that that's the thing that made that versus feel so amazing, because it wasn't, there was not a shred of like, I'm trying to see if I'm better than you, who got the best hits. If they, first of all, they really didn't even know what they was there for all the way. You know, like it was one of those like, my nephew told me I needed to do this thing called the verses. And he said I could come. Yeah, it was her. It was Gladys's grandson. Or
Something
grandson.
like that.
Yeah, she was like, I don't care about all this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to sit down and talk with my friends.
No,
That's
I mean
beautiful.
it was sister love, it was sister girl, this and that, but it was a little Patty kind of flex with the Celine Dion. I did it before Celine. You know, Gladys kind of would flex, trying to catch her off guard. You know,
Like you got
uppercut,
a performance track. Did you?
I'm gonna start singing a cappella. You know. I don't think, I mean, it was definitely, it was like friendly competition, but we're sisters, you know, and that's what was so good to see.
You know what would have been the Brandy and Monica version of that is if Aretha was alive and it was Aretha and Patty. That would have been a show.
Yeah, that's some real beef.
I don't even know where the beef stemmed from, but I can see it.
Do you remember the YouTube videos? Do you remember the YouTube videos that were coming out where they parody over their voice, and it would be like all of this beef, and they threw like Whitney in it, and then one day they threw.
Yes.
Those just, I'm about to look those up. Those were so good. Like, if anybody watching, please look at that. Like, it's
so funny.
It was like Aretha versus Patty, and it was like, I didn't tell, who told her she could come over here? And it was just like all of this. Yeah, people have nothing to do with their life. We should have known that memes would have come to pass, like from there.
But I'm surprised. What was going on with Patty's sound and the DJ? You two as singers, like what was going on with Pat? Because Patty's sound and the DJ was cutting up and was throwing Patty up. Patty was like, I'm about to cut somebody if you don't put my lyrics up. Like,
I know.
He did not.
Where my background singer?
Hold up the
I'm
card.
not a singer, so what was...
Well, it just sounded like it was just an audio issue, like somebody hit the wrong button, something went wrong. But I think that so that is a known fact that some of the older performers don't always remember all of the words of all of these songs that they wrote about 60, 70 years ago. And she mentioned that, like, I don't remember everything. I don't know, Gladys might remember everything because Gladys was just going like,
yeah.
Gladys was like, this is my song. What you talking about?
Right.
Patty wasn't prepared for the how they cut the songs also, because I know the two DJs that was working. It was DJ Active, who was from Philly, and then DJ Princess Cut, who was a homegirl of mine from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think Patty was ready for how they cut the songs, like for the time limits, because she wanted to go into like the bridge or the verse, and then it was going straight to the chorus, and she was just thrown off, you know.
Oh Lord, have mercy. No.
I know she probably gave him a good talking to in a nice way, like
she was ready to cut somebody. She's like, put my lyrics up on the screen, get the teleprompter right.
Right.
But that's like that old Black woman way of talking. Like, you know, you're not like, oh, why is she talking down? It's like, oh, yes, auntie. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Patty.
Yes, Miss Patty. Who's ma'am? Don't call me ma'am. Yes, Miss Patty.
Yes, Miss Patty.
Yes, but look, Patty had the moves. They made gifts, memes out of
Show her and Monica.
She had the shoulders going. I was like,
Why old people dance like that? Old people always get their shoulders and everything.
It's like this.
That's how we about to
now.
be. It's like, how old you turned? Oh, you gotta do the shoulders now.
But listen, when Gladys stood up on that License to Kill, though, she was like, "It's my time to shine, baby." I was like, "All right now."
Got hype. She's like, and then said, and then she said, "I don't advocate nobody killing anyone. You should never get that mad that you want to kill somebody." Did she give a disclaimer about murder? Like,
oh my gosh, Gladys is just so classy, and Patty represents everybody that don't give a damn.
Yes.
And then I found out when Dionne Warwick came out, that just made everything, and that's like history. That is history. It's historic.
Wow, yeah, that was amazing. I mean, Dionne, Lord, I know she got one foot in the grave, one foot.
Okay. I'm 80 years old.
She look good though.
80's not that old.
This is literally like, if anybody needed to have a definition of Black don't crack, they should have took a picture of that, because you had Gladys Knight at 77, Dionne Warwick at 80, and Patti LaBelle at 76, and they just like
Beautiful,
like just like how they want to. Now what?
But look, Patty has some meat on her bones, and she looks 10 years younger than all of them. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what some fat does. Okay.
Yes, that is true. That's true. When you have a little more weight, when you grow older, you look more youthful.
I'm sorry, Dionne's face was sunken in. I was like, oh Lord.
But she's 80. That's that reverse thing.
Yeah.
You're a little older. You start
when I hit 80, I will eat whatever I want to eat. Okay. Like,
you might not want to eat what you want to eat. It might not do the same thing to your stomach that it was doing when you was right now.
Right. It's all about.
We can't speak upon elders.
It's the pounding.
oh no, I mean, we're gonna speak. They're wonderful, but look, honey, all I'm saying is you can eat what you want to eat when you hit that big age. Okay.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Live your life.
That was beautiful, though.
Yes. But let's get into all the BS that's gone on the last week. Oh my God.
What new BS is going on?
Dr. Dre and his wife, and it's $2 million a month.
Let me tell you something.
Woo!
How much did she say for entertainment? Like 90,000?
900. I thought it was like 90,000.
I thought it was 900,000.
It may have been 900,000.
It may have been 900,000 for entertainment.
What does that even entail? What are you doing? Are you just you going to Mars? Like, what do you do? Like, you just pay NASA. Like, where do you do with that money? That could
like
Lion.
Renting I can't even imagine spending that amount of money on entertainment. What are you doing? Entertainment is buying things. Like, is that like, I'm going to own a business?
No. It's not, because there's also a budget for the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then, but the clothes budget and the entertainment budget alone, regardless if you put them together, but alone, clothes and entertainment is more than the house.
I have a question.
The house and the bills for the house.
I got a question. If she's needing all this money, for entertainment, clothing, why don't she look like it? Because from your picture, if you just scooch over, if I was spending $1 million a month to look, I would be looking like the absolute best version of myself. And that right there, where's the money going? Maybe that's a better question. Where's the money going? Like, you're spending it, but it don't look like it.
I mean, that might just be a bad picture, but I do think
bad pictures with $2 million a month. How can you take a bad picture?
But maybe I always say this. I feel like when these artists, like, either they get the like super ultimate gold digger, or they get some basic looking something or other. Like, that's really, it's one extreme to the other when it comes to like people that have a lot of money who they end up with. Either a trophy that
He's
is
a
there.
BLB, a basic looking Becky.
That's
Wow.
it. And so she basic. And you know, divorce is people
Let's
just be
talk about it, because this is not his first marriage, and he also has a history of, you know, whopping, whop, whop, blue, whop, knocking him out. So, like, why would he get a fly chick?
Right.
He feels like he has to control people. He has to, like, do whatever physical, like, you know, dominate people like that. So, like, yeah, he's gonna pick people who are, like, below in lots of different ways. And so I ain't trying to say she ugly, but I'm just saying
We just saying, you know, we just saying.
You're so cute. I'm so cute to be getting hit in the eye. I'm just let you know that right now. Like, because if he has a history of that, and he had definitely, while he's talked about it, he's never really like had to be accountable for it. So at the end of the day, he probably still whopping somebody, and this is probably just pettiness. Like, I feel like that's the other side of like a lot of these alimony cases. It's not just like even when like Khalees divorced Nas, it wasn't because she was like, man, I really need $100 million to live. She was like, yo, you want to be trifling? Or I dealt with this. Give me it all. And that's probably what she's doing. She's like, you know what? What can I take him for? And the lawyer's like, let's go with $900,000 a month. You know?
Shoot.
Right. Well, you know what? The thing about this is, you know, I think this is Dre's karma. I think this is his karma. This is what he gets from Miss Shanelle and all the other women he's abused, because we all know if it's two, God knows how many else that's gone unreported. This is his karma. Like, you know what? If Becky wants that, you wanted a Becky, go ahead, Judge, give it to her.
Give it to her. Give it to her. I agree. Give it to her.
At this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, Michelle, I think Michelle was attractive, but I do think these men know what to look for. They look for women with low self-esteem, low self-worth, all of that. And he found that in these women, no matter what color they were, and he manipulated them, controlled them, etc. And you know what, karma, it took, 50 years? It finally came knocking.
Yeah. Does he have any daughters? Or what are his children? He got a daughter?
I feel like, yeah, but I don't know for sure. We have to fact check that.
I'm looking now. I mean, I feel like that at the end of the day, though, you're absolutely correct. I think while I do recognize that some people don't expect to be in a situation like that, because there are a lot of people that are like, I had self-esteem and couldn't have imagined that this would have happened, or that I was with this person, or I really didn't want to get divorced, or I didn't want to break up. So I don't want to say that people are just like that. But in the same breath, you know, they put themselves in a position of power in the relationship where people can't always go. And so when it ends, I'm like, yo, get what you can, sis. I ain't even mad. Okay, so he has 5 kids. Curtis, Latanya, Marcel, Truise, and Truly.
Oh, wow.
Truly young. Her name is Truly Young.
Wow.
19 years old. As young as 19.
His youngest?
Wow.
19.
5 kids. You know what? Like I said, you know, you basically set yourself up to get God. That's how I see it. And if these women have endured so much from you, and it's within the law and the judge decrees that it's, you know, it's viable, then go off, Becky.
Make it
go
rain.
Off. Like,
the state of California is a mother when it comes to them settlements.
Yeah, so she said she signed that prenup in duress. So she's probably going to, especially since that's what she's accustomed to, she's probably going to get it. So, I mean,
okay.
Make it rain. I want to go to that divorce party. It's going to be fly.
I mean,
it's going to be nothing. Glitter and gold. Just dripping.
I don't have much to say about them. I just feel like, okay, it's their life. They're getting divorced. Great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we are really invested in other people's relationships. I always have to check myself. Like, is this my business? Do they owe me an explanation about what's going on in their life? Are these rumors? Am I making up stuff? Is he really ugly? Is she really ugly? Yes. You know, I just have to just put things in perspective. Look at his eyes. Look at them. Look at all
Yes.
the things. Look at all the things. I hate trifling dudes if he's indeed trifling, as they say. Well, I don't have any comment on any money he has to spend. You got it. At least you had $2 million a month to spend.
True.
Right. Well, this is my other thing with this. Becky thought she was different. Becky thought
why she got in there? Let's not.
She thought she was
Becky. She
special.
was abused.
She thought she was above the fray, and she thought, oh, okay, you beat on Miss Shanelle, you beat on Keisha, Maisha, Teresa, everyone else, but
you're not
gonna do that to me. And that's what it is.
Sorry,
Like,
I can't date a guy. I can't date a guy that has a history of like being abusive.
No,
because I'm not. I always say you put your hands on me and I don't put them back. Just don't eat nothing from me.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you got this one. Got you.
Right.
Here's your protein shake, boo.
Yeah. He needs somebody to whoop his ass. He forgot what a good ass whooping felt like, because he's getting with these girls who, you know, I don't even know what, but I just feel like he hasn't met his match. And whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, so he's out here just manipulating and asserting dominance over everybody without being checked. Right. Somebody needs to check his ass. Somebody need to put some Windex in some spaghetti. You know, you can't taste it.
You said Windex in some spaghetti. What?
You will die. You'll die.
Naps on oxygen. You know what you've been doing.
I'm just saying, if you in a predicament and you feel unsafe, just get a little Windex and you wait till you go to sleep and leave, okay?
So, there you go. So wow. I mean, you know, I heard from y'all too.
Queen's Road is not advocate.
Like, have you ever been warned about a guy or heard a rumor that a guy was abusive and thought he may be different with you? Or have you like ever speculated like, oh, this guy has a record of DV with somebody else, let me cut ties or see if he does the same? Like, have you ever encountered that?
Not me. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Anybody? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking everybody.
Like, not me.
No, I have, luckily I have not, been in I was not in a physically abusive relationship. I was in a very verbal and mental abusive relationship.
Okay.
He was trying, and I feel like the next step would have been physical. But one thing that he did know was that I have two faces. Like, I'll be real nice until I'm not. And so we came to, you know,
yeah.
I held my own and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Do it again. Do it motherfucker again. And so it was like he would try me. He was trying me. So I feel like he was, so that's why I feel like he went the psychological manipulative route with it. But
right, that's the first step. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like he tried to like do like physical dominance over me, but because I'm an athlete, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
I'm gonna give you a fight. You know what I'm saying? There was like some tussling and shit, and so I had to throw my weight into it. I don't want to like tell you the whole, because I mean, cool. If I tell the whole story, it is kind of like when I have told some of my homeboys about this story, their faces as I'm telling the story is like, you know, it's just something that happened to me. I'm talking very matter of fact, but then I look at their faces and then they're looking at me like, where is he right now? You know what I mean? Right. And, oh no, it's cool because I handled it. Kind of like talking about with Megan Thee Stallion. No, it's good. I got it. But there was one time when he was trying to like boss up on me and we were on the street. I never forget this. We were arguing on the street. This is on the way out. This is one of those breakup arguments, you know, the breakup arguments. You have like a bunch of them and then it's done.
Right.
So like, it was one of these, and we were like on the street, and my phone kept going off as we were in this argument, and I kept ignoring it because we were in the heat of the argument. When I got in the car, I checked, and it's the homeboy who he be in the street, because you know you always got to have a goon on your side in your Rolodex.
Yes.
And he was like, yo, little mama, I'm hearing that so-and-so seeing you on this street, and I just want you to know, are you good? And I was like, I'm good now. He was like, all right, now you got to answer your phone, because if you didn't answer the next call, we was going to send the wolves out. And I was like, you know what? That is so sweet, but it is okay because he is gone. He is cut off. And so he was like, all right, now, like, we could, if he's still in the area, he didn't get that far, we could still catch him.
Hello.
They're thorough.
We can handle it.
Wow. So they saw you. Somebody saw you.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, it wasn't like I couldn't handle myself thing, but I guess from the outside looking in, they could tell that it was a situation that I wasn't comfortable in, or it just something that they didn't feel like I needed to be, you know, in
part of. Yeah.
You know, from the, the big brothers.
That's good. That's good you had them.
You know.
For real.
And I got brothers, well, they're like my, adopted brothers. They carry, you know what I'm saying? And they in Georgia is an open carry state.
Okay.
Want them.
Yeah.
But when you got people like that, you don't want to call too much attention, because you don't want something on your conscience that you could have stopped, you know what I'm saying, just because somebody was hot-headed and things happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was with somebody. Actually, he was from Philly, Natasha.
Completely.
You know him? He was from Philly. He was hot shit in Philly too. I used to be in Philly all the time. But anyhow, so he told me himself. I didn't have to hear from anyone else. He was like, if I didn't love you so much, I would hit you. I was like, what? So I was like, oh really?
How did that even work? Like, how do you
right?
If I didn't.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, this that crazy in love type of shit. So I cut him off very soon after that. So yeah, he was like, he basically told me he had a history.
Oh no.
Of being abusive.
Oh my God.
And so I'm just wondering, what did he think
you was gonna do?
Exactly. Like with that information.
Oh my God, you didn't hit me up.
I'm
like,
different.
You did hit me, but you chose not to. That means no.
Was that brownie points you wanted, sir?
Right. No, I was like, oh, so you have the capacity to do that, to go there. I'm not gonna stick around to see this out.
Yeah. No.
So
I had one guy. I went out with one guy, and this is one of those things when I was younger, how girls like to do, like, let me try to date the drug dealer dude. I never did that. Because that's a whole other world. Like, dudes, people can't disrespect them in the street. You think they're going to let you disrespect them disrespect whatever that looks like at home. So I saw like one of these hood dudes I used to be at a studio I used to work out of in Brooklyn. And I saw him one day, and he was like, yo, let's grab a coffee or something one day. And I'm like, hey, cool. Just chill. And, I very clearly realized he has no place of employment, but has like a really nice car and got really nice gear on. So I was like, he's still doing what he was doing back in 95. Got it. So, but we grabbing coffee, and it was like the day I had a show. So I'm kind of texting, and he's like, yo, you going to be texting while we here? And I was like, I'm sorry. I tried to explain it to him. I was like, all right, put the phone down. But he just said it like, he just brought it to my attention. So I ended up needing him to drive me to the train station because my train station wasn't working. So he's driving, and we're talking. And I'm just like, I'm back texting because I had a show and the band is hitting me up. And he's like, all of a sudden, I just see a hand hits my phone. The phone flies. No. He hits it so hard, the phone goes to the windshield. And falls down. And he says, I told you about that phone. I was like,
oh no.
Okay, put the phone away. Okay, so how your day going?
Right.
I get out the car and I was literally like, he's like, yo, so hit me later. I'm like, nah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
They keep trying shit just to see how far you'll let them go. You
yes, know? Exactly.
If you don't put up your standards, if you don't put up your bar of expectations, it's gonna keep pushing to see how much you'll put up with. And then us as women, you know, we're taught to be polite. We don't want to offend anybody, and it's to our detriment a lot of times. So it's like,
yes, yes,
that bitch. You got to, all right,
yes.
You gonna call me a bitch? Well, guess what? Fuck you, nigga, and let me out. I'm gonna get out right here.
I just think I was in the middle of the road. But I just looked at it like, I can see, but because he didn't like, it wasn't even like a flex. It was literally like, I told you about that phone. Nigga, I ain't in a relationship with you. You're crazy. I ain't even gonna provoke you. I'm gonna just easily get myself out of this situation. You're gonna drop me a couple blocks away, and that's it. But I do think that sometimes we don't believe people when they show us who they are right away.
Right.
Because he was super sweet right before that moment. Like, he was very nice. The first time he told me, so baby, you said you're just gonna be on the phone. He said it like it was a joke. So you know, like I would have no idea he didn't do that. You know,
you believed it then.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why I say time reveals all.
It didn't take no time, but that was like.
Lived 30 minutes after the first time we hung out since I was like 17. And that was like maybe 25. Like, really? I always say that's that street life. You try to be dating the hood, that's some of the hood code. And like all of these rappers, we shut people down for that stuff. But remember, like, all these rappers is going upside their girlfriend and wives' heads. You know, R&B singers from like the 80s was beating their wives. You know, like, this is very much a part of the culture. And so a lot of times we don't, you know, that's a part of like the culture of like the community somewhat. You know, this idea that no one should be disrespectful to me as a man.
But look, once I see the first sign of craziness, I'm out. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care where you live, what you're driving. You acting a fool crazy. I can't deal with that. I'm sorry.
And then also it's like, I don't even have to stay to win the argument either. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to let you win. I'm going to let you be right. You can be, and then you never hear from me ever again. Cut off. Delete, block.
Exactly, and it's crazy because I'm like, damn, if they not beating you, they stepping out, you know, with some dude. Like,
here you go.
Stepping out with a dude.
If they not beating you, they stepping out with some dude. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Are these the last days or not? Like,
I can't compete. If that's what you wanted, I can't compete with a penis.
Yeah, you want it in your booty. I can't help you at all. Like, I have no tools.
Look at Natasha's face.
No, because I'm done. Like, first of all, what's his wife's name?
Natasha, we could have went to school with him. Matter of fact, we went to school with guys like him.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes. But what? Okay, everyone's saying that they're biphobic, shaming, or I'm not even saying it right. But people are coming at him for being bisexual. I'm not coming at him for being bisexual. But I feel like that woman in the pink, she probably knew he was a little bisexual because, I mean, you spend every damn day with him. Second of all, okay, you might be bisexual, fine. But I really feel like they violated this man. Why did they do that to him? If you wanted to be with him in a sexual manner, why did you have to make it so like he sprawled out naked, unconscious on the floor? Like that seemed like it was purposefully done. Like they really tried to get him out of here. That's what I didn't like.
Right. Right,
like
it was. No, I hear you. My
Mm-hmm.
whole thing with, well, this is so layered. I feel like RJ, his wife, either had an inkling, suspected that he was fluid, or knew. First of all, like, you're not rocking with somebody that long and you don't have questions. Like, he was probably jamming to Patty and Gladys Knight. Like, he probably got the B7 album on rotate. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
He was
like,
watching Pose all the way from the.
He watching Pose. Like, you can tell. You can tell by how a man dresses, what he listens to, who his favorite artists are.
They about to get you out of here. I don't think that's fair, because there's quite a few dudes that, like, I'll never forget. I was walking in Queen Center Mall, and two brolic looking dudes. I'm talking about, they could do security. They was like, they were looking like Dr. Dre size, like big and just
okay.
And they literally was holding hands, like in Tim's and like wife beaters. You know, like, I don't think we can just. I think it's gotten so much more complex than just like, oh, you act a little effeminate, or you're just not as masculine, so you must be. Because like nowadays, you don't know, dudes be looking like, I mean, maybe she knew, maybe in the past that she knew that he messed with guys before, but he was in a relationship with me, so he's not messing with guys. It just ends up being just an affair, but it was just like a messy ass affair. Like, bruh. Like,
no, I'm not even talking about looks. I'm talking about, who is your top 5 rappers? Who's your what are you bumping in your car? Are you bumping Madonna in your car?
Oh my God.
Well, I don't think that's fair to say that. I mean, musical taste doesn't really have to go with, your, sexual preference. However, what you were saying, Shanelle, like knowing he had it in his past, but her being like, okay, but now you with me. Could y'all do that? Could y'all know that? I mean,
don't ask me. Don't ask me. Because they're going to get mad. So I'm going to say nothing, because it's a very hot topic. They be trying to get you out of here. What? You don't date bisexual men? What's wrong with you? And it's like,
well, no, like,
oh my God.
At the end of the day, if you're in the arts, if you're in media, entertainment, you probably already have dated somebody. And whether you knew or didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But my issue, he was so sloppy. He was so, and it's cheating, and it's sloppy, and it's putting yourself at risk, it's putting her at risk. And it's just unsanitary. I saw the pictures and the sheets, and oh my.
I feel like he was assaulted. Did they drug him? Like, what? I feel like that happened, right?
I think this was a partial, I'm gonna hook up with a guy, but and a setup at the same time. Like, okay, we're about to meet up with this politician, we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna set him up and try to whatever. I don't know if somebody paid that escort to take the pictures. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, don't let me go down my rabbit hole in conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean, it could be. I just think that like they'll come, like people will see something, if they see that they can make money off of it, they'll be like, like plans changed, like
yes.
It could have been a simple situation. It could have been him just having a good time, and somebody just like taking some, like people do that all the time. People take random photos of random things and
yes.
And then they realize, ooh, I can make some money off of this. Or somebody saw, and they were just like, we have to cover this up somehow. And they were like, oh, he was drugged.
Well, that's why we took our phones away, JQ, at the Dumbo house.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing was going on at Dumbo House though. It was chill, but
people be like, people do the thing where I'm taking a selfie, but I'm really taking a picture over there. Like, I've done that. But they're like, no, don't be talking about you taking a picture of yourself. You like, that's Beyonce over there. And then,
no, but I'm just saying, like, Andrew, like, you got too much money to be out here all sloppy, like with random escorts from Craigslist or Backpage or whatever you got.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Whatever you got. Like what? Like you couldn't like have a better setup than that? Like
But what's his wife saying? Is his wife acting like she didn't know? What's she acting? What's she saying? She's
the wife, yeah.
Gotta hold them down.
She is being the picture perfect wife, actually. And I understand because she's probably worked so hard and invested so much and supported him through his whole campaigns, and she's like, I'm gonna get something out of this. You know, they already have 3 kids. It's not like they have 1 kid, they have 3 kids. So I mean, at that point,
I mean, Kris Jenner knew that Bruce was transitioning when she had her first date with him. She said that he had B cups taped down.
Really?
She said that he was already taking hormones, and their first date when they started, you know, touching and fondling, she noticed, oh, got a little cleavage.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh.
Well,
and she didn't care.
She not only didn't care, she married him. She conceived 2 children with him.
I mean, you realize
she was acting shocked. She was acting shocked.
She's supposed to. She can't be like, yeah, you're right. She gotta be for shame.
Because Bruce Jenner's second wife actually left him because of the cross-dressing and things like that. His second wife left him because of that. His first wife realized it and was like, oh, okay, we should just be friends and we're gonna leave it. So Kris Jenner being the third wife, she knew.
Right.
It's money in there. Like, let's not act like people stay with people for money. People get with people for money. It's like, as long as you cool and I'm good, you take care of me, we can have these kids. That means I definitely am going to have money, you know? And she seems like a really good person. And, you know.
Who, RJ or Kris Jenner?
Kris Jenner. I was talking about Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner seems like a good person.
Caitlyn.
I got the pronouns right and messed up. Messed up myself. But no, it's the way the world works. There are people literally that are like, I'm fine with being your best friend. I know you mess with guys, but you need this image because we do live in a heteronormative society. So I need somebody that's going to be my beard, be my front, be able to like look like the part. We got to be cool because this is a business arrangement. You know, we got to at least like each other. You know, have some kids because I do want kids, but this is really where my interest is. I mean, it's sad that people still have to, you know, feel like that in the world we live in.
Right. Like, it seems so archaic. Like, really, really. First of all, well, now Kris Jenner is on her own and very independent. So it's hard for me to believe, like, oh my God, you was really that hype over some Bruce Jenner when you already had one. Robert Kardashian and all that good stuff. It's like you were just chasing checks. Okay, fine. Didn't really seem like he had that much to offer. But in the same instance as Andrew Gilliam, hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, I feel like it's a little different with her. Like, I feel like he represented something to Black people. Yeah. And you know, the way they did him, like how they did him, like y'all could have just kept that between y'all. I don't need to see him. I don't like seeing people sprawled out, passed out. You know, it just seems like a violation. And he knows what he was or was not supposed to be doing, and so did she. But I feel like, wow, this wasn't any of our business. Again, I wish I didn't know.
Well, they made it our business. You know, and I'm not going to call him brave, but I will say he has balls to.
I'm not going to call him brave.
People are using the word brave, courageous.
His balls.
Well, I don't know about brave. He's making lemonade out of lemons because.
Hello.
Because let's be real, the Black community is homophobic as hell, so he couldn't have been just like, yeah, I'm gonna do all of that, like from the jump. Like he wasn't gonna, like that point in time, not when he was trying to come up. Right now, we have a lot more people that are LGBTQI you know, and stuff.
Yes.
But when he was trying to be, you know, do all in politics, they're not black from the South? In the South. Like,
right.
nah, they wasn't trying to see that. So he had to, I guess he had to feel like he had to do all of this. And now, you know, it's like, what you gonna do? You can't lie. Like, you can't sit there and be like, I accidentally tripped and fell into a hotel room. Like, now you gotta be like, oh, okay, so this is what happened. What happened was, this is what ramifications, and our world needs to change. And
but yeah, I mean, he gave us a warped version of his truth, not the truth, his truth. You know, filtered, chopped up.
Well,
yeah.
He is not the first, and he won't be the last. So.
Right. No doubt. But I mean, come on, dude, bruh, what is you doing out here? You can't get on a grinder jacked with your body.
A grinder's worse. What you talking about? You don't know what you're gonna get. You ain't watch I May Destroy You? You ain't see what happened to that guy here? That was crazy.
Yes. He gotta get on like one of those curated ones like Raya or something. You know?
Yeah. I mean, ask your publicist, send the NDAs, something.
You gotta do what the athletes do. That's what the athletes do.
Do they? Because Odell Beckham and them, they go over, they be doing anything with anybody.
Well, I mean, the ones that got a lot.
But he's top tier athlete.
But it's different. He different because he really don't give two damn. He don't really be giving two damns about much. Like he says exactly what he don't. But then there are the athletes that have the like, I have a cookie cutter image and ain't nobody gonna mess that image up.
Right.
She comes in, she signs an NDA, phone gets left at the door.
Yes.
Like they do that world that does exist, you know,
yes,
for people that are. And then you have the younger ones that's like, I'm single. What you gonna do to me? I'm single and I'm a millionaire and I'm 15.
Yeah, see, he wanted to do it all willy-nilly, like he was, you know, a pedestrian, like he wasn't a politician that needed to have these certain things in place. Like, I'm sorry, it's different checks. It's different. You have to vet out the jump off, unfortunately. You can't just have, you know, some random male escort come through. Like, no.
It's like, I don't want to work that hard. If I was going to work that hard, I would have sex with my wife. I don't want to work that hard.
Exactly. You made the best point. I don't want to work that hard. That's what they all think. They don't want to work hard.
And that's why it was sloppy. And I'm sorry, like the way niggas cheat is so sloppy sometimes. Like, this was the sloppiest thing I ever saw. Like,
was it cheating? I don't be thinking they cheating. Because I really feel like these women be like, okay, like, is it really cheating? It's cheating to us, but is it cheating to them?
You just don't want her business out there. That's all. I'm sure.
Yeah, and I agree. I wouldn't want my business out there either. What I do is what I do.
So that's what I'm saying. If RJ, even if RJ had an agreement and said, okay, you can do you and I'll do me and keep this private, he broke the agreement.
Right. Exactly.
Like, it's broken. It's done. Like, and yeah, I'm curious to know if she's stepping out, but like, yeah, I mean, this whole thing, like your children, your sons are gonna have to live with this. Like, this is your whole legacy. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's just yucky knowing your parents do anything like that. So I do feel bad for the kids because like, oh, my parents have sex. It's so weird.
Much less a whole scandal. Like, those are the things that people don't think about. I do think that adults don't think about, because I actually always wonder that when like people do crazy things or do like something really messed up. I'm like, you have kids, and now your kids are going to school, and everybody's like, I know about your daddy. Like, come on,
right?
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, and you know, to step away from like, you know, the you know, his spectrum, whatever spectrum he's on for sexuality. Just in general, like a lot of times I don't think people be thinking about like, I have to go to school with, and you did this. Like I look at like Northwest and all of those kids that gotta grow up and be like, yo, my dad was really like out here trying to run for president. Like what? Like they gonna grow up and be like, what was he thinking? You know, like,
and I mean, he's a good looking guy. Like he looks like any semi-attractive black guy USA.
I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, he kind of looks
he's
like
cute.
a little bit to me.
No, he's a good looking guy. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah, like he looks like he fits in. Like you could pass him by on the street and you're like, oh, okay, who is that? You know, and to think that like that's your idea, like turning up stranger.
That's his personal life. I think the problem is that politics expects people to be perfect. And I do think that that's the thing that makes people into these situations. It's like, you're a politician, you can't, you know, like I said, he's coming from the old school and from the South. He can't, if he wanted to be actually, if he is gay, he can't show that. If he is like fluid, he can't show that. Trying to be mayor in Florida, like,
but I'm
like
saying
that,
the outrage is not, he can be gay, he could be bi, he could be fluid, he could be poly, he could be whatever.
No, he couldn't have been.
The outrage is the sloppy mess.
No, but here's the thing. It could have been a sloppy mess with women. It wouldn't have been as big a deal as it is. If it was sloppy with a woman that he was messing with, it would be like, this is trouble. He'll say, I had some problems with my marriage. Dudes be like, I understand. You know, it's because, you know, you just sometimes like get out of here. It be happening. You know, you left Magic City. It was a little late. But because it was a dude, that's where everything gets thrown off. And at the end of the day, like I said, like, you look at where his demographic, the demographic that loves him, is like in a homophobic ass state. Like, let's be real. Like nobody, and while like I said, he's old school. The people that know his name are not people like from the last 3 years. You know, like he's old school politics.
But like, homie, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like to me, like, okay, you're a cheater and you're. Who knows if he used protection or not? Like, I don't want to know. That's a whole nother.
Doesn't matter. No, don't want to think about it.
Men don't be using protection.
That's true.
And then you still face down, naked, in your own vomit, drugs on the floor. Like,
that was so bad. They set that up. That was so bad.
Yeah, that was definitely a setup. That was definitely like, okay, we're gonna have a good time and set him up. And see if we can extort him or something. But my question to you ladies is, okay, if you was RJ, what would you do?
I would just own it. I would just own him. Yeah, I did it. I mean, you've seen the pictures, but I would have told him, I don't know, that man put something in my drink. Why would
if you was
like
the
that?
wife,
the woman, the wife.
You was the wife.
If I was the wife?
His name is RJ.
Yes.
Oh, well. I wouldn't have nothing to say.
I'm getting all the tests and screening, making sure that my bill of health is definitely on par first and foremost. Secondly, I'm making sure all of our assets and things that are owed to me is in place. Making sure the business is taken care of. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like if she wants to play this role of not hanging him out to dry in the press, you know, more power to her. They probably have like an arrangement, and it's not going to be good for business if his money is messed up because I'm getting his money. So back to Dr. Dre's wife, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
It needs to stay intact. So I'm going to play this role, but I can't play the role in real life no more. Like, nah, son. We're going to quietly separate as this fizzles out and another headline comes out. But now I got to be free, but I'm still going, that deposit's still going to hit, every Everyone.
Cheers.
Shanelle?
Oh, what I do? I mean, I'm a business. If I'm in that situation, clearly I'm a business first person. So I'm gonna do whatever's gonna keep the business going. If I need to be there and be like, listen, you know, my husband, hold my hand, honey. You know, this is not a blight on his life. He's a legacy. His legacy is not ruined. Like, I will do all of that. Because truth be told, honestly, all of that doesn't, I guess it does affect how he would be successful as a politician, because he might be using government funds to have these little parties. Damn it, man.
Well,
I want people to live. I'll try. But yeah, I think I'm with all my ladies ahead of me. I'm just gonna hold you down till I don't have to hold you down no more.
Hello.
And then write a wonderful tell-all about it.
Yes, bestseller, New York Times.
Yes.
Undercover lover.
Lifetime
The
movie.
wife.
Stand by your man.
The wife of an undercover lover.
By R.J.
Ooh.
Gilliam.
Bars.
terrible. Oh my God. I think she's okay with it. I think she's fine with it. That's my prediction.
It's just
I hope she gets to have her fun on the side too.
Yeah. Who knows what their agreement is? Some people are not monogamous and just act like they are. Right. You know? We're coming at it from our perspective, like, you cheated on me, you did this, oh man. Please, I'm telling you, you know who you in bed with. You know in the back of your mind if he needs more than what you can offer, whether it be a woman or a man. You know if he about to step out. Like, have you ever been cheated on and been like, oh my God, I'm so shocked? Like, no. No. Well, you wasn't woke. No, you need to open your eyes. Wait a minute.
Like,
open your eyes.
Maybe there were some signs.
You don't feel 100% secure with this person. You know, it's like, I can't put my finger on it, but something in this milk ain't clean.
That's a date on it. What is that date?
What's that price date on that? I don't even need to taste it. I know it's not good.
Oh my God.
That was a great extended metaphor.
Hello.
Yeah.
I
tell you,
gotta pull up those two white women that were pretending to be black. Natasha, do you know their names?
I don't know their names. Say their names. I don't know their names.
No, their names don't even need to be said.
Let's do a quick on them. Hold on.
Well, you talking about the girl from GW who was a professor?
Yes. And
acted like she was an Afro-Latina. That woman was clearly a white woman. I mean, Ray Charles could have seen it. It was nothing. You see how she was teaching salsa? It was that woman was white. Okay. She had like little crinkles right here.
Right.
I don't know how anybody was fooled thinking of this. And she had like that black scent that I hate.
Yes.
Use. And it was nasty because I feel like Rachel Dolezal had that shit down to the socks. Okay. She could braid. She, everything, the makeup, everything about Rachel Dolezal was like, okay, I believe this. I'm believing this.
Yes.
Jessica
Krug. Say her name.
First of all, her last name is what?
Jessica Krug.
That could have been the slave master's name that she got. Come on, let's not act like
but what plantation was that? What's Krug?
Right. She should have said Jenkins or something.
She said one part of her, like, she had a great grandfather that was Jewish. Like she did. Like, she said that. Like, my uncle's last name is Nunez. I ain't sitting here running around talking about I'm Afro-Latina, but I could.
Right.
No.
Because you
I'm being real. Like, we can't. That's the one thing that makes it really hard, because we do recognize that, like, we have that one drop rule that made us all, like, if you had one piece of black in you there, it's not like they can do it, like, let's do an ancestry.com and see if you're really allowed to teach African American studies. Like, You know, who's sitting here thinking like this white woman's trying to be black? Like, that's just not, in a world where we have to scream Black Lives Matter, your brain ain't really thinking like, hey, you know what? Is this woman really black? You just
right.
Like, I'm not sitting here like
really light-skinned people.
Mm-hmm.
They're really fair, and they used to pass for white. So the fact that people are passing for black,
and reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
Well, which benefits? Because I know there's black people do have a lot of benefits, but was she getting like street cred? Because you could be any race to teach any subject. You do not need to be black or in the African diaspora to teach anything about anything. So why are you up here faking the funk, talking about I used to play double dutch and all this? Like, it was a complete, this woman was going out of her way teaching people salsa. And Lord, I mean.
Was she on the 1 and 3 or the 2 and the 4?
I don't know what she was on. She wasn't even moving nothing. And the pupils in the class were like, wait, okay. They couldn't even follow it. Y'all need to Google her teaching dance class.
Whoa.
I'm not saying that white people can't dance. I'm talking about that white woman could not dance, and she needed to stop acting like she had some type of, it was laughable. I mean, she want to be black. If you want to be black, then help us.
She thought she was teaching other white people.
She thought she was teaching other white people what?
You know, about culture and stuff. I mean, here's the thing, right? It's there in academia, like literally, it does matter, like if you are teaching that. While there are definitely white professors that do teach things like jazz and do teach things like that, it is more beneficial as a woman to actually identify as the subject that you want to teach. It is like you get more access to those opportunities than 50, Janes or Karens coming out of nowhere like, I want to teach Black studies or like. So I get that side of it, but you don't have. I think the thing for me is like, this has to be a mental illness. Like, this is literally a mental illness. Like, the fact that you went so far with this lie to embody this spirit of culture, like this is psychologically something's wrong.
You know what? I used to have a friend that did this. I'm just remembering this. In high school, she was clearly white, but she could braid hair. She could jump rope. She knew, and she was cool. And she would say like, she was like, oh, her mom is white and da-da-da, but everybody else is black. This girl was not black at all. And you know what? I still don't. And she has black children, hair be laid, everything. And she's for the culture. I don't know why she had to identify so strongly with black people or pretend to be black for us to like her. We'd have liked her regardless. But some people, maybe something happened. Maybe she felt unaccepted in where she was. And maybe that just, in the same thing of this crud lady, maybe that's the only culture that maybe embraced her and that she identifies with. I'm not making an excuse for it. And honestly, I don't think it's a crime, I just think it's strange. Like, why?
I think it's both. If you're getting minority grants, African American scholarships, grants, loans, whatever she got, affirmative action, whatever she got, because I know she got something. If everyone else, if the black woman who just used a different address to get her kid into a better school goes to jail, then they need to be fined.
Yeah.
I'm
that,
sorry.
yes, for lying about scholarships or something like that. But as far as just being down for the movement, you don't have to be black to be down. But since you was so hype and so pressed, then fine. But you need to get your hair together, girl. Because black people do care about our hair. It's ancient. Okay, so don't come up in here looking how you looking and saying that you black and all this other stuff and teaching African-esque dances, looking a mess. That's the crime right there.
Well, just be a real white ally if that's what you're gonna be. you know, like it doesn't have to be all this faking the funk type stuff.
But that's what it is. It's a mental illness. Like that's why I say it has to be. This is something that she needs she needs therapy for. Like this is not like I'm just trying to get over. This ain't like the movie White Chicks or nothing like that. This is like somebody literally trying to be something they aren't. Like if you watch the interview with Rachel Dolezal, like yo, delusional. Yeah. Like it's literally, she was like, so look at your appearance and look at you, and you think you're black, and she's like, yes. They're like literally like it is like a delusional thing, and it's, you tell yourself a lie enough, I guess you believe it. I don't know. It's a psychotic break. I don't know if she woke up one day. I worry for her. Like if she wakes up one day and realizes she's white, is she gonna be okay? Like I wonder. You know,
she'll never wake up thinking she's white.
She has, at some point in time she will, and she's gonna have a nervous breakdown because she was like, I've been living like your whole life. At this point, your whole life.
Now, when the cops come, she's white.
True.
When she's inside of a bank, she's white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she Afro-Latina. She gotta be Afro-Latina.
Who?
She's a professor, a profesora.
Oh, that girl. Yeah, you know.
She checked.
Why did she confess?
No, somebody outed her.
Okay.
Yeah,
how
I
do you
think she
out
wants to
her?
get ahead of
They
it.
pull up a Ancestry and Me, like 23andMe. How do you out somebody? I don't like that girl. Don't know what she's talking about. How did they out her?
Probably the same way Rachel Dolezal did. Look at her parents, and they were like, "We don't know what happened. She just started wearing a haircut."
Yeah, I don't think she can live with it anymore. Living a double life, you know.
I don't think it's a double life. I think she really like gave up her old one. Like she really like, you can't, there's no way to be this only when you're outside. Like you have to commit to this role. As terrible as it is, you can't even appropriate right. Like that's so bad. Like
can't even appropriate right. You ain't even doing it right.
Listen,
you read the textbook?
I can't with 2020. If they're not killing us, they trying to beat us. I can't with this year. You know, but you know what? I'm glad we all here. We came together. This was nice, a little kiki. Yes, let's sign off. D Woods, kick it to you.
Thank you, everybody. This was lovely, ladies. And I look forward to our next kiki. Our next Queen's Row. It's your girl D Woods. You can find me on everything at your girl D Woods, and also check out the new single "Call It Quits" on all the platforms. And then look out for "Stuck With You" on the UMC streaming network, and get stuck with me.
Yes. I love it. And Natasha.
All right, y'all. This was such a fun conversation. Thank you, ladies. Everybody, you can find me on social media at The Weave Whisperer, and that's all of them. And I have something new coming up. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I can't wait to show everybody. So make sure you are following me at The Weave Whisperer. All right.
Shanelle.
And I'm your girl, Shanelle Gabriel. Literally find that at Shanelle Gabriel everywhere, ShanelleGabriel.com. And everybody's talking about things they have coming up. Well, just released a video of a performance that I did out in LA back when outside was open for all deaf poetry. So go and check it out. It's shout out to all my people living with lupus. It's a poem for lupus. I posted that up today. So make sure you holler at your girl.
Yes, and you can find me at JQ Comedy and at Queens Row Pod. We out. Peace.
Bye, ladies.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, good night, y'all.